Hope you're having an awesome day. So today's topic is what you believe you achieve. And so what I wanted to do first is do a quick recap of the last 6 days of the course. It's been awesome, so much deep work already, so much seeds of transformation happening already. So I'm going to start by recapping the last 6 days, and then I'm going to talk about how to increase your self-belief, because that's a huge part of this. This course, week 1 is all about building your self-belief, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to achieve it. No matter how many goals you set in your life, if you don't believe that you deserve it and that it's possible, I hate to say it because I'm an eternal optimist, but it won't work. You'll never achieve your goals unless you can tell yourself that you deserve it and that you are equipped to achieve it. If you need more support, that's great, but you have to come to the place where you actually believe what you want is possible for you, no matter how many times you failed in the past. Like I've told you, I've dieted since I was 11. I dieted for almost 20 years, and so much self-criticism and blame, and there was zero belief that I could ever lose weight successfully. But I started to plant little seeds and that it was possible. I reached out for support and I started to cultivate self-belief, and that's when things started to change. So I wanted to just go back to day 1. It was all about just taking a new approach to your fat loss journey, to your journey towards having a body and life you love. And so the quote that day was, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a new result. And absolutely, if you do the same thing that you've always done, you're going to get the same result you've always gotten. So that's why this new approach is so exciting, and that's why I'm so excited and passionate about sharing it with you. So just keep believing in it. Society, the momentum of society is like a tsunami coming at you. And you're just this person on the beach saying, I can swim, I can swim. But it's more than just being able to swim. It's having more tools, more protection, more support, more ammo in terms of positive affirmations, surrounding yourself with the right people, doing the mirror work, looking at yourself every day and telling yourself it's possible to lose weight without dieting. Because it is. And it's actually the only way to lose weight sustainably. So keep believing that. So the next thing we talked about is the scale. And I love, love, love the quote. Just let this soak into you. It's never been true, not anywhere, at any time, that the value of a soul, of a human spirit, is dependent on the number on a scale. So that's Janine Roth. If you haven't read her books, go buy all of them. They're life-changing. A lot of what I teach was inspired by Janine, especially with the mindful eating stuff. So it's never been true that your worth is how you look or your body shape or your body weight. So just start to believe you are enough as you are, and everything will change. Your positive momentum to achieve your goals will just skyrocket. And so that brings me to day 3. What you focus on expands. So choose your focus wisely. And so we talked that day about how you want your body to feel, how you want your body to look. And instead of focusing on what you don't want, which is maybe what you've done in the past, is focus on what you do want. And that is huge, 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 because we always get what we think about. And our words and our thoughts are so much more powerful than we can ever even imagine. So making sure that you're focusing on how you do want to look, how you do want to feel, and make choices every day that align with those things. If you want to feel strong, if you want to feel energetic, what does that mean for you? Does that mean that you're going to exercise, every day or 3 or 4 times a week? If you want to feel energetic, does that mean you're going to choose foods that make you feel well and not bloated and not sick? All of these things. So having actions that align with your core desired feelings, the way you want to look, the way you want to feel. That's so powerful. Set your goals from those words that we did on, I think it was day 3. So the next day, you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. And we're going to tie back into that quote today because a lot of the content from today is from Louise Hay, another one of my absolute gurus when it comes to positive affirmations and believing before you actually can achieve. She's amazing. And so really, 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 self-criticism is absolutely useless. It's proven in so many studies that dieters who forgive themselves versus dieters on the same diet that blame and criticize themselves when they slip up, guess who's more powerful, more successful? It's the dieters that give themselves some compassion and forgiveness and grace. And maybe most people don't believe that. They're like, no, I have to be mean to myself. I can't trust myself. I have to criticize. I have to punish myself because I never get this right. Well, how's that working for you? How's that ever worked for anyone? All our little bodies want is to be loved. And if we're just constantly criticizing our body, it's going to be your enemy instead of your friend. So the next day, being kind to yourself is not a nice idea. It's a necessity. And I love that quote. It's like everything in life should be about making yourself feel great and blissful and loving yourself. It's not a necessity to be kind to yourself. It's necessary. So then that day was all about digging into your old inner critic beliefs that have maybe been with you since you were 5 years old and digging out where they came from, how did it handle them, and just to start to cultivate more positivity and realize that you are separate from that inner critic. It's not you. It doesn't have to inform your decisions and your life and how you feel anymore. So that brings us to today. So again, I want to really, really drive home the idea that what you focus on expands. The quote today is, thoughts become things, so choose the good ones. And so really believing and understanding the power of words. So in school, we learn grammar, we learn the basic meaning of words, but we don't learn, which I think is a travesty, how powerful words are. That the more we say them, the more we think them, our life starts to look the way we think in our mind and the things we say. So, never, I want to say this before I go any further, never berate yourself for what you've done in the past or even where you are now. Because when you know more, you can do better. But you're learning, and I just find some people in this course get really down on themselves. They're like, I wish I knew this earlier and I feel so bad. But don't feel bad, because self-criticism is useless, as I keep saying. But also, you can't make better choices until you have more knowledge and more innate wisdom that you're accessing. So it is going to be scary to keep moving away from your old beliefs. Like I said, you've got that thermostat that you're comfortable at. You're safe here. It doesn't mean you're happy and you're living your best life. It just means you're safe and comfortable. And so if you want to push up against that ceiling or that thermostat, you're going to have to cultivate more positivity. And it's going to feel weird. And some days it's going to feel scary. And some days you're going to want to run away from it. But just trust that it's going to work for you. I mean, I promise it is. I know it is. I did it myself. I did these affirmations, this kind of work for the last 3 years, and my life has completely shifted and changed. Everything's easier now. It's not such a battle to achieve what I want to achieve. It's joyful. It's blissful. And, Deepak Chopra, he had that quote, a negative motivation is incompatible with a positive result. And he also just preaches that life needs to be blissful. The journey towards your goals, if the journey doesn't match how you want to feel when you get there, there's a big problem, because you're probably never going to get there. You have to have joy and bliss every day on the way to achieving your absolute dreams. So, I already said self-criticism is the worst. And so today we're going to create our own positive affirmations. So I've been sharing a positive affirmation that aligned with the content of the day, and I'm not sure how you've been using it. I mean, I mentioned that you can program it into your phone, you can write it on a sticky note, throw it up on your computer screen, because the more you focus on it, the more it expands. And there was a period of time when I had sticky notes all around my computer with things I was working on. And I've shifted that because I like a cleaner computer screen. And now I get positive affirmations to my phone. And I posted below this, a link is going to be to how to actually program positive affirmations in your phone, because every hour or so, a positive affirmation comes to my phone. Sometimes I have my phone off so I don't see it, but once I turn my phone on, I get a flurry of them. And it's not just for weight loss, it's not just for body goals, it's also for anything, any area I'm trying to achieve more. But it's like this little thing pops up, and yeah, I'll get some text messages when I turn my phone on, but I'll also get this amazing message about what I'm achieving. I'm already in the process of achieving it. And I like to also remind people that positive affirmations, you can state them like they're already happened or like they're in progress of happening. So I'll share mine in just a second. So affirmations are just statements of what you want to create in your life. And when you write these affirmations today, I want you to think if you actually feel worthy of them. And you might have to add something to it, like, I am deserving of this, I am worthy, I am lovable. Because so many people just absolutely can't believe it. They've been from a young age taught that you're only worthy if you achieve. You can only be loved if you clean your room and eat your broccoli. And so it's important to really understand that it's a choice you have to make now. I'm enough. I deserve happiness. I choose to be happy now and to believe that I can achieve these things now, instead of thinking that you have to do something before you deserve it. So, remembering that affirmations are like seeds in the ground, and this is what Louise says. Louise says, it takes some time from the first declaration to the final demonstration. So be patient with the growing season. And she has another analogy that I love. It's like going to the cosmic kitchen. So you give the affirmation to the universe or to God, and you wait. And it's like you're at a restaurant. Do you make your order and then go in the kitchen and watch them make it and question them and wonder why it's not faster and try to make changes to it? No, you probably don't when you go to a restaurant. It's the same thing with positive affirmations. Use them daily, 10 times a day. But don't overanalyze how it's going to happen, because it's just going to start to become obvious, the path to it. So you don't have to be too crazy about it. Just put the affirmation out and start to believe that it's already happening for you. So trust in the cosmic kitchen. It's being taken care of. It's on order. Things are already happening. The second you make that decision that you want something better and more for your life, it's already starting to change energetically and things are flowing. I'm a bit of a woo-woo, hippy-dippy, I'll admit that, but I absolutely believe what you put out to the universe, you get back. If you put out negativity and you complain and you criticize and you gossip, that's what your life is going to look like. But if you put out so much positivity to the universe, you're going to get so much back. So, all right, so the quote today, thoughts become things, so choose the good ones. The affirmation is going to be your affirmation, and I can't wait to read them. So that's the focus of today. Sit down and create a really strong, powerful affirmation that revolves around you achieving your goals for your body. And so my example, I continue to make conscious eating and bliss a priority in my life. And this allows me to joyfully achieve the body of my dreams. And, there's going to be a ton out there. I'll put a few more examples to get your creative juices flowing and give you some examples. And also I attached here the bonus video so you can learn how to actually program the affirmations into your phone with a really cool app. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. We're diving into a really exciting topic of conscious, mindful eating tomorrow. So get ready for a really, really transformational week. Do the affirmation today, program it into your phone, write it on sticky notes, write it on a poster, write it on your bathroom mirror with a erasable marker, whatever you need to do to really start focusing on it, because what you focus on expands. I'll leave you with that quote: thoughts become things, so choose the good ones. Have an awesome day. Bye.